Welcome to Meeple Soup. My name's Stuart, and today we're looking at the 4 to 7 player game Witchcraft, designed by William Kuniyuki with art by Roman Novikov and published by Go for Broke Games. The witch has infiltrated your village and caused a fog of mystery to descend upon its inhabitants. The only identity you can be sure of is your own. You must capture the witch before she is able to brew her spell and curse your village. But can you figure out which craftsman is the witch? To set up a game of Witchcraft, first separate out the character cards and each individual deck of item cards for each character, alongside the action cards and the gold cards. If playing with less than 7 players, remove character cards from the deck along with their item cards, remembering to always keep the witch in, and you may or may not keep the black cat in. Once you have selected all your characters, take all the character cards you're playing with and shuffle them, dealing out 1 to every player. Then take all the item cards of all the characters that are in play, returning any cards to the box if they are not being used in that game. Add coins cards to the deck equal to the amount of players divided by 2, always rounding up. So in a 7-player game you'd put all 4 cards in. Then take your action cards and put it into the deck, and then shuffle the entire deck. Going with our 7-player game, each player is dealt their character, which remains hidden to everyone but them. Then everyone gets 1 card dealt to them at the beginning of the game. On your turn, you can do one of 2 things. You can either draw 2 cards from the deck, look at them, and discard 1 card from your hand. Or you can trade a card with somebody else on the table. Now that trade can be of you picking a card from them, or they can offer up a card. Once the cards are swapped, that is the end of your turn. Once you've discarded your card from your draw of 2, that is the end of your turn. If you have an action card in your hand at the end of the turn, the action card must be played and then resolved. Each player will take on the role of one of the characters you see before you here. The townspeople, baker, blacksmith, farmer, hunter and weaver, can all identify themselves by collecting 5 of their item cards, as denoted by the little symbols in the bottom of the cards. The villagers need to work together to find the witch. Now the witch also has an item deck of cards, and if she ever gets 5 cards before being found out, the witch wins. The black cat is an aid to the witch. However, the black cat works slightly differently. If any other player is able to collect 5 rat cards, they can out the black cat instantly. It does not mean they're knocked out of the game. They can still play and participate and vote, but their vote is only worth 1 instead of being worth 2, which is how much you get if your role is revealed. As more information is revealed throughout the game, there might be a point in which you're near enough certain that that person over there is the witch. At this point, you can start a witch hunt. Designate which person you're choosing as being the witch, and then everybody votes. Everyone gets a single vote unless they have been able to reveal their character, in which case they get 2 votes. The only exception to this, as said before, is the black cat, where if they've been revealed, they only get the single vote as normal. During a game of witchcraft, whatever you see or find out about in the deck or in another player's hands, you can tell the truth about, or you can lie. Deception is a part of social deduction games, and this game allows you to deceive a little bit easier with having hard concrete things that you can tell the truth about and lie about. It takes a lot of the pressure off of first time players of social deduction games. If at the end of your turn you have the search card in your hand, play it to the table and you may look at another player's 2 cards in their hand. If you end your turn with gift in your hand, play it to the table and then give a card of your choice from your hand to another player. If at the end of your turn you have the foresee card in your hand, play it to the table and you may look at the top 3 cards of the deck. These cards must be put back in the same order and cannot be changed or modified. If at the end of your turn you have the thief card in your hand, you must play it to the table and then you may take any card from one other player. Witchcraft is a very good entry-level deduction game, which allows for a lot of the deducing to be done through card play more than trying to remember who said what. As players, you've got a little bit more you can lean into with there being cards. For example, if you were able to look at the top 3 cards of the deck, you were able to turn around and go, I saw this, this and this, and it makes it easier to lie that information because you're not trying to make a massive big story out of it. You're going, I saw this, this and this. This player is going to pick these 2 items. One of them is a potion. If you don't see a potion go on top of the deck, they're the witch. So it allows for a lot more ease into the social deduction sort of game. And it's a nice small package and lightweight, which means you can take it to any setting. A lot of social deduction games are in big, massive boxes. So this makes it a lot easier to play and transport.